The Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, the final game of this series, the rubber match of this series. As we say, welcome inside. Hope you're having a great Sunday so far. Joe Davis and Orr Hershiser. And so here we are, the end of the first half, and the Dodgers trying to finish it on a high note.
Yeah, we had the expected and the unexpected. I think the expected is the Dodgers would be really, really good and probably have a competitor in the San Diego Padres, which they do. The unexpected is the San Francisco Giants are on top. A little bit of frustration because of the injuries, but they have a nice foundation for the second half.
2 games behind the Giants, 3 games ahead of the Padres as we head into the final day of the first half. How about last night? 22 runs for the Dodgers, a stadium record. They hit 8 home runs to match a franchise record. 2 grand slams in the game now, 9 total this season already, 1 shy of the franchise record for a full year.
It's like everybody in the roster got involved. 13 guys scored, 6 different guys hit home runs. Everybody in the starting lineup reached base safely. Austin Barnes with a walk and a hit batter, but most of the hits came off the bats, and they were loud. The grand slams were there. The home runs were there. It was like everybody contributed.
Couple home runs from A.J. Pollock, couple home runs from Albert Pujols, and a 22-1 win for the Dodgers after they dropped the opener 5-2 on Friday night. Here in the final game of this series, Tony Gonsolin takes the ball for the Dodgers against Merrill Kelly of the Diamondbacks, and Gonsolin coming off his best start so far.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball real well. You worried about his shoulder early on. Now they're starting to extend him. We might see him out there for almost 90 pitches today. Fastball, slider, split change, and I think he's going to be on his game again. But watch and make sure you throw quality split changes against this team. They're very good off-speed hitting team, these Diamondbacks. And on the other side with Merrill Kelly's going to be throwing more and more cutters, a few more 2-seamers, sinking the ball. So sinker, cutter, you're going to see an awful lot of. But when he is on the mound, the Diamondbacks are at their best.
All kinds of records for the Dodger offense last night in that 22-1 win. What will the final day of the first half bring in Los Angeles? We've got the first pitch coming up on Sportsnet LA. Spectrum Sportsnet LA is brought to you by the SoCal BMW Centers. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. And by Jack in the Box. Our $6.99 triple bacon cheesy Jack combo is here, only at Jack in the Box. On an 88-degree Sunday afternoon, the Dodgers behind Tony Gonsolin try to win this series, try to finish off the first half with a win. Joe Davis and Orr Hershiser back at Dodger Stadium as the Diamondbacks come to bat with this lineup from their manager, Torey Lovullo. The Joshes at the top, Rojas and Van Meter. And Arizona's lone all-star, Eduardo Escobar, starts at third and hits third. Walker, Reddick, and Peralta through the heart of the lineup. Stephen Vogt does the starting catching for the first time in this series, and in center field it's Dalton Varsho. They face Tony Gonsolin, who's coming off his best game Tuesday in Miami. 5 1/3 shutout innings at a time when the Dodgers really needed him with a bullpen tax in the days before, and they knew another bullpen day coming after that. He goes 5 1/3, settles for a no decision in what became a 2-1 loss.
When Tony is on, you can tell when he can take the split finger change and throw it for a strike and also then make it a chase pitch. That's what he had in Miami. That's what he's going to need here today. And a little better fastball command, because the ball in this day game, 86 degrees here, it's probably going to be flying a little bit during the day.
Dodgers started this season 18-17. Their major league best 37-18 in the 55 games since to put them at 55-35. Here we go, the final day of the first half, and off we go with ball one. A 22-1 loss for the Diamondbacks last night, the most lopsided loss in franchise history. And they just started to feel good about themselves, winning 3 of 4. Winning the opener of this series 5-2 on Friday night. But overall 26-65. Rojas 0 for 2 with the walk last night. On a 2-0 from Gonsolin. He takes a strike, 2-1.
Always good to get that first strike, kind of settles you in. First out even bigger. First strike. It gets a little nerve-wracking when you start ball 1, ball 2, and you don't want to go any further.
It's 3-1. One of the reasons, the primary reason he was able to go as deep as he has so far this year in Miami is how efficient he was. Been averaging almost 20 pitches per inning over his first 5 games. 13 pitches an inning in that one on Tuesday. Sharply hit and a base hit into right to open the day for Arizona.
It's a rarity for Tony Gonsolin. He has a lot of effectiveness with balls in the zone, and that's really one of the things that I look at with his stats, and you think he should have a lot of confidence of pounding the zone, because when he is in the zone, they don't hit him very well.
Yeah, but the bottom 5 in the majors, how often he's in the zone. And the issue is that he doesn't get chases. When he's not in the zone, there's going to be those long innings we were talking about. Leadoff man on. Here's Josh Van Meter. First one from Gonsolin is fouled off, and it's 0-1.
Interesting day for both teams, coming off of that 22-1 win by the Dodgers. You've got the Dodgers don't look too far into the future, really concentrate on today, because if you sandwich that great win with 2 losses, it's not going to feel real good going into the All-Star break. And Arizona feeling good about themselves, saying, okay, we're just going to turn the page and win the day.
Arizona, Oral, started this season 15-13. More than a month into the year, they were within 2 games of first place, looking like one of the big surprises in the league. In fact, it wasn't just the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Giants. It was 4 teams bunched up at the top of the standings. But from that moment forward, they're 11-52. Good back foot breaking pitch there, and it's 0-2.
It's really hard to develop a record that bad. I mean, and you're out there trying to win. You've got major league talent. Yes, you've had unbelievable injuries to your starting rotation. You've had other guys that are out sporadically on your offense. But it's really hard not to win at least 20 games over the course of that time.
0-2 coming home. It's taken for ball 1 and 2. The extra difficult thing about it is that while there are a bunch of teams across baseball essentially tanking, clearly rebuilding, Diamondbacks weren't one of those teams. Coming into the year, the expectations were not that they would win the division necessarily, but that they were going to compete. Rojas at first with a leadoff single. Gonsolin will check on him. Now they find themselves here in early July clearly as sellers, but to what degree? Because again, this is not supposed to be a full-on rebuild.
It's going to take a deep examination not only of the current roster, but what do we see us being able to do in the offseason in the next 2 or 3 years.
Splitter misses, 2-2.
And it seems like the teams that struggle for the longest time, and I don't mean during a season, I mean for years, is when they kind of keep their roster gray. They can't figure out if are we rebuilding and letting the young guys have opportunities, or are we going for it? When you're stuck in the middle, it is really hard to compete. I think when they went out and signed Madison Bumgarner, they thought for the next few years they were going to go out and compete. They were looking for him not only for the veteran leadership and the winner and the pedigree from the championships in San Francisco. I think they were looking to really inspire a lot of their core players that we are going for it.
Extensions for Peralta and Ahmed right around the same time. Acquired Cole Calhoun, traded for Starling Marte. Pop up into the bright sunshine for Gavin Lux, who's got it spotted for the first out of the day.
Third baseman, number 5.
AJ leaves them, and Goldie, they move Goldie, but they still were saying we still have a core. They were almost just trying to change up the chemistry on the team, but not disassemble the team.
Here's one of the bright spots in this rough year for the Diamondbacks, Eduardo Escobar. Tied for second in those RBIs with 60, and he's top 5 in the homer category with 20. So he is a very attractive trade piece for a lot of teams. The final year of his deal, so this one makes sense.
The Diamondbacks have to hope that there are multiple bidders for his services so they can get top value for him. Their extension talks with him have kind of shut down, at least publicly.
There's a 1-0. Good splitter there. Escobar's out in front, and it's 1-1. He has seen Gonsolin well in their previous matchups. 2 home runs against him, including one in Tony Gonsolin's first big league inning. The cat man against a man with an extreme fear of cats. Allurophobia.
Tony should have a cat t-shirt under his uniform and unbutton a couple of buttons and just have the face of the cat kind of peeking through the Dodger script.
Maybe it can be one of those Christmas sweaters and the eyes can blink too. And
yeah,
I like it. There goes the runner. Pitches inside. Throw from Smith. Not in time, but he comes off the bag and Lux keeps the tag on. Rojas is out number 2.
I'm in favor of a rule change, but this is going to work out well for the Dodgers as Rojas comes off the bag, and you see all middle infielders, third basemen, even catchers, they kind of hold the tag now and they stay with it. Lux came off on the shoulder but then reached back towards the wrist. There's the shoulder, it comes off, he goes back to him. Very end right now. And look at Gavin Lux right there. Helping out the umpire. He's off by a fingernail.
Should have grown him out.
My rule change would be if they don't attempt to go to the next base, they're still safe.
The count on Escobar, 2-1. He hits one on the ground through the middle. Able to get there is Taylor or Turner over there in the shift, but Escobar board on the infield hit. So 2 singles in this first inning for the Diamondbacks. It's kept alive for Christian Walker.
And you know baseball is looking for more offense, so think about safe at second with Rojas here, and now you get that ball, so maybe you'd have a little bit more offense with all the different runners that kind of slide past the bag or come off of it in the middle of their slide from leg to when now their hip touches the bag. I think it would be a really good rule change.
And another rule looking to inject more offense probably would have made that a clear hit. That is limiting the shift. Right-hander against right-hander. First one that Gonsolin faces. A fastball gets strike 1 on Walker. He started to swing a hot bat lately, above 300 in his last 15 games. The average in late June was at 196 in this injury-riddled year. Nothing in 2. Second time the Catman has faced Arizona this year. 1 run over 3 2/3 on June 20th in Phoenix. Continuing to build that pitch count. He's thrown as many as 81 in a game this year.
You could see him stretching him out to about 90 today, but you've got Johnny Holstaff today with the All-Star break starting tomorrow. There's really nobody that they will avoid, and they will push people's pitch counts if they're throwing effectively.
Strike strikes out Walker with a high fastball to finish off a scoreless first. And the Dodgers, on the heels of the 22-run output, come to bat on this Sunday afternoon after this. This lineup have in store for this Sunday afternoon. Mookie Betts at the top of it again. And the All-Star Max Muncy. Another All-Star in Turner. Top three in the order. All National League All-Stars. With Bellinger hitting cleanup, roaming center field. Will Smith back in the lineup as the catcher and 5-hitter. Second baseman Chris Taylor headed to his first All-Star game. With A.J. Pollock swinging it like an All-Star the last couple of days. And Gavin Lux hitting 8th and starting it short. Now, Arizona is 9-46 over the last 2 months, which makes it that much more impressive that they're 4-0 in Merrill Kelly's last 4 starts.
And over those same time period when somebody else started, they were 3-12. So they feel good when he's on the mound. They've got a good vibe going with him. The Dodgers are going to have to try and hit him and change that whole vibe. Throwing more two-seamers, more cutters now. Probably something the Dodgers know, of course, because they are studying the data as much as we do.
You're seeing that across baseball with the foreign substance crackdown. Guys shifting their arsenals a little bit. Pitches that are easier to still throw the way they always have. Sinker much less reliant on being able to really snap it off. That's ball one on Betts. We hit a grand slam last night. One of the 2 grand slams. One of the 8 home runs, which also matched a franchise record. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wasn't just the grand slam, though. Betts reached in 5 of his 6 plate appearances. And looking to finish the first half with a bit of a flurry. And a 1-1 from Merrill Kelly. He fouls it off 1-2.
He is starting to swing a hot bat. We've seen him hitting the ball hard and the fielders getting in the way, whether it's a line drive to center or right. But this one to left, nobody can get. Except for the fans. The fans were 100% in their fielding percentage last night in the left field bleachers.
Pretty good.
Good reason to bring your glove.
The 1-2. A fly ball punched down the line, foul. We've talked about this a few times, but Betts trying to string together back-to-back multi-hit games for one of the rare times this season. He did it the first 2 days of the year. Did it again May 7th and 8th. Hasn't done it since. Another 1-2 from Merrill Kelly is taken low, ball 2.
Mookie through this hot streak, or the beginning of a hot streak here, has really been disciplined with where he puts his hands. He even practices it before he gets into the batter's box. His hands are much higher than they have been most of the first half of the year.
Crushes this ball in the air to left center. Varsho's going back at the wall. How about a leadoff home run? Different day, same story, 1-0. Nine home runs in the last 24 hours and 9 catches from fans.
Well, Mookie taking his hands from helmet height to shoulder height is much better. No more pop-ups. That brings pop, and it's power. It used to be the hands were around the shoulder and dropped down to about the letters, and he was popping a lot of balls up, rolling over a lot of balls. This adjustment he's made with his hand position have really accentuated his power and hitting more line drives.
That is his 5th leadoff home run this season. And his 13th overall.
The fan celebrations are getting as big as the celebrations in the dugout.
Well, they're getting a lot of practice. 1 ball, 1 strike on Muncy.
You're a child coming to the game today and you're asking your parents in the car, how many home runs do you think they'll hit today?
Well, kids, the 8 was fun, but you can't expect that again.
No. I like the voice he broke into.
Bounce at a first. Walker feeding Kelly for the first out as the parent in the car voice.
It's like, okay.
Third baseman, number 10, Justin Turner.
1-0, one gone. First inning. Here's Turner. He had the other grand slam. It was the first of his career, and has extended an exceptional stretch. He's hitting 400 over a 21-game on-base streak. He's hitting 500 here in July, and overall has moved into the top 5 in the National League with that 308 clip. First one from Merrill Kelly, down and away, ball 1. Got the corner, 1-1. Got Vogt with a backswing, 1-2. Take a look at Vogt. We take a look at Justin Turner's month of July. A fitting all-star selection. His second trip to the Midsummer Classic. Away for some injuries to make that happen, but went from snub to headed to the All-Star game as he deserves.
Home runs are a given. That those 3 he hit solidly, but he has hit the ball hard throughout the whole month, and especially hit it on the line. Even when he hasn't hit it well, the ball is on the correct trajectory, so his bat has been on plane for a long time.
And that's the whole goal with his swing, right? It's the whole idea behind it. He revamped his swing right before the Mets cut him loose. Marlon Byrd had done the same thing and helped Justin Turner make the same change.
Understanding the trajectory of the ball as it leaves the pitcher's hand and arrives in the hitting area, and then trying to match that plane. And then understanding if the ball is high, how you want to keep your barrel above the ball, and if the ball is low, you want to get your barrel below the ball. Justin very good at scooping the low pitch, the pitch from the knee down, and still letting the head of the bat drop and getting the bat on the plane of the breaking stuff, the off-speed stuff, and still being able to hit it solidly.
Geometry and physics match the plane of the pitch. 2-2 offering. Turner punches one to second. On 2 bounces, Josh Van Meter will retire Turner. 2 out.
Center field, number 35, Cody Bellinger.
As Cody Bellinger tries to gather some steam going into the All-Star break, he hit a home run last night. His 4th of the year. And gets ready to face a guy that he's homered against twice in his career, Kelly. Kelly's first one is in there, strike 1.
Cody feeling good, feeling confident, but now the next step is analyzing to the next level. Okay, what do I need to do a little bit more of to get the results?
Oh, plate umpire Todd Titchener. Ow.
Cody Bellinger taking a walk, give him some time. Stephen Vogt, the catcher, giving him some time. It's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah. A lot of empathy down there right now. A rough first inning for the masked men. 0-2 from Kelly. Bellinger reaches out, pulls it into the shift, caught by Escobar. But the Dodgers waste no time doing what they did all last night. After 8 home runs last night, they get a leadoff home run today from Mookie Betts. And after an inning here in the first half finale, the Dodgers won, the Diamondbacks nothing.
Don't Don't break too soon. You've beat the Diamondbacks 8 out of 9 this year. Keep it going. Stars keep shining. Boy, did they have a great day yesterday. It was Betts, and it was Max, and it was JT, and it was Taylor, and they were 8 for 13, a couple home runs and 10 RBIs. And outs from anybody, that's a rested bullpen, and a bullpen that's going to get plenty of rest. You can go to anybody.
Josh Reddick pops up the first pitch of this inning in foul ground. Nobody can get there. Speaking of going to anybody, Diamondbacks went to this guy in relief late last night. Veteran, former Dodger, former Astro. Who got picked up on a minor league contract by the Diamondbacks early this season. It came up about a month into the year.
Current target by the fans to boo. Emotions still run deep.
Hearing cheater chants. Good splitter, puts him behind 0-2.
It was very interesting last night to see him in the bullpen warming up, but barely threw it all. But then he came into the game and threw the ball somewhere between 57 and 60 miles an hour. He throws that harder when he plays catch to warm up for the outfield. One thing about throwing the ball that slow from the mound, you're probably not going to get balls hit back at you. Everybody's going to be pulling.
So he's got that going for him.
Yeah.
He leads off this second inning against Tony Gonsolin and fouls it off. We'll do the 1-2 again.
He got to enter the list of people that have given up a home run to Albert Pujols.
Yeah, so he's got that going for him too. 675 now for Albert. Gonsolin in his 7th game of the season after missing the first couple months with a shoulder issue. Home with a 2-2. Reddick fouls that one off his ankle. He'll limp his way out of the box, give himself a minute. Gonsolin over the first 6 games this year, 0 or 1 run in all 6. Even though it's not seemed like he's been great because the pitch count and the innings have been low, he's not gotten deep into games prior to his last time. Overall, the number's exceptional. He's got a 2.11 ERA over the first 6.
The Dodger pitching staffs have really set a high bar for themselves. They get graded at a different level than other pitching staffs.
Another 2-2. Another foul ball. His importance, though, has increased.
Oh, yes.
As the staff's health and members have diminished. Clayton Kershaw on the injured list. Trevor Bauer's future murky. And so Tony Gonsolin, one of 3 guys that they started the season with thinking they'd have, that they now have in there, along with Buehler and Urias. And the 8th pitch, another pop-up and another foul.
Well, they were covering for Tony with a bullpen day when he was out, and now he is some of the coverage. I mean, it is necessary that the guys that are currently in the rotation stay healthy. Fingers crossed Clayton Kershaw comes back very quickly after the All-Star break.
Rifled foul. Oh, look out. Sean diving into the netting trying to make the play. And if the netting wasn't there, I think he had it. So this will be the 10th pitch to Josh Reddick. Again, last time out for Tony Gonsolin, he averaged 13 pitches per inning. Having a hard time putting Reddick away here. Full count. These chants will follow Josh Reddick and all the members of the 2017 Astros for the rest of their careers. Payoff to left and in front of Pollock. So on the 11th pitch, Josh Reddick with a leadoff hit.
Tony Gonsolin throwing a lot of fastballs for strikes. Just hasn't been able to land the breaking stuff and the off-speed stuff as often. And that would then get a few more swings and misses or weakly hit balls. That's the growth he needs in this outing. Just some more off-speed stuff for strikes.
Leadoff man on in both innings, and up comes David Peralta. Longest tenured Arizona position player takes ball one. 1 for 4 last night. Former Gold Glover with a rare just defensive lapse. Ball pops right off his glove. And he said after the game that he simply took his eye off it. With all the losses and all the bad performance, Torey Lovullo, their manager, said after the game that it's moments like that where it feels like that they've had lapses in concentration that bother him the most.
The only way to show your talent off is to be engaged. And when you're losing as much as they have and getting into games as a blowout like yesterday, it is a tough tool to call on sometimes.
Grounded off of the hands to Turner, who can't get it out of the glove. Everybody's safe. Reddick had stumbled off of the bag, but back in there safely. So that is an E5 that will allow Peralta to reach.
There was not a defensive lapse yesterday by the Dodgers, and even if there would have been with 22 runs, it wouldn't have mattered. But these are some of the things that have happened in close games that have made the Dodger record in one-run games less than 500.
First and second for Stephen Vogt. A two-time All-Star when he was with Oakland, 2015 and 16. Second season with the Diamondbacks. Ball one.
Good double play candidate. Get another ground ball, get it at somebody. Let him make the play.
36-year-old in his 9th big league season, swings and misses at a good high fastball, and it's 1-1. From Visalia, California to Azusa Pacific. Drafted out of there by Andrew Friedman and the Tampa Bay Rays. I guess at that point the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. And debuted as a 28-year-old, 2012. Stephen Vogt started his big league career 0 for 25. That's how that first big league season finished. And before the next season began, the D-backs or the Rays let him go.
Ooh.
And he's sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, should I just get my chance in the majors and go 0 for 25 and that's going to be it? That's going to be my career? Well, soon after, Oakland picked him up. He went 0 for his first 8 with Oakland before homering against Joe Kelly for his first hit in his 34th at bat. A couple all-star trips later, it's been a really nice career.
Possible future manager.
You ask him why, and he says, well, I love the game, and I've been everybody in the game.
Exactly.
The ability to relate And from prospect to non-prospect to injured, getting healthy again. Worst hitter in the American League that first year to a two-time All-Star. And then again, out of baseball for a year because of a shoulder injury. So then he had to battle his way back through that. And now has become the guy that teams want around because he's the experienced, productive veteran. So he thinks no matter who walks through that office door, if he is a manager, he's going to be able to relate to him.
Definitely already is a coach on the field. When you watch him behind the plate with the young pitchers, even with the veterans, just communicating with his body language and the way he captains the game.
On a 2-2, he's down swinging at an elevated splitter. On the 20th pitch of the inning, Gonsolin gets the first out.
Has not found the feel for the off-speed stuff yet, but this one ends up being effective. Went 93-mile-an-hour upstairs with a fastball. That splitter he wants down, but the change of speed still got it.
Second K for Gonsolin. If they get 10 today, everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow. Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink. The 8-hitter Dalton Varsho. Gonsolin continues to fall behind.
You can see with the breaking stuff, he is kind of overthrowing it and pulling it to the left-hand batter's box, always being on top of the ball, but always kind of shoving it into the ground. And then feel like the split change has always kind of been elevated so far. Hasn't been able to find the right grip pressure and feel on the baseball to get it in the strike zone and get it on the plate.
It took him 72 pitches to go 5 1/3 on Tuesday. He's at 41 pitches through 1 1/3 today. Reddick at second, Peralta at first, and Gonsolin to the plate with a 2-0. 2-1.
A lot of thought on the mound in between pitches. A lot of playing with the dirt, looking at the mound and kind of kicking it around. He's trying to find a tool in his toolbox that's going to make this feel better.
Chopper to second, Taylor to second for 1. That's all. To third goes Reddick at the corners with 2 out. And it brings up the pitcher Merrill Kelly, who is 2 for 81 in his major league career at the plate. Scottsdale native pitching for his hometown team. Dad and his brother still live in the area. So for a guy who had 5 years in the Tampa Bay minor league system, then 4 years in the KBO, it's been a special experience for him. Debuting as a 30-year-old in 2019. Takes ball 1 from Gonsolin. Now in his 3rd year there. And the final year of his contract. So the way he's pitched lately, not only good for Arizona to win some games recently, but a potential trade piece. Chops one to straightaway short for Gavin Lux, and that'll do it for the Diamondbacks in the 2nd.
Manager Bud Black to the 2021 National League All-Star coaching staff. And take a look at how Dave Roberts broke into coaching on Bud Black's San Diego Padres staff. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers Friday, presented by Cadillac.
Bud Black, by the way, manages 2,000th career game yesterday. So you look at Dodger Stadium and the T-Mobile coverage cam. There's a Colorado win over San Diego. Those teams at it again. Top of the third inning down at Petco Park. It's 1-0 Padres. Padres backing into the All-Star break. 4-6 this month. Dodgers leading them by 3 games, trailing the Giants by 2. As far as the Giants go today, they've got a 3-run home run from Kurt Casali. They lead the Nationals 3-0 in the second. Giants have finished the first half with the best record in baseball for the 3rd time since they moved to San Francisco. Smith to lead off this second for LA. Making for a exciting second half. Not just the Dodgers and the Padres, but the rival Giants right in the middle of it as well. It'll be fascinating to see what they do at the deadline, isn't it? First one to Will Smith. Ball 1.
I think they go for it.
You have to.
Yeah. I mean, they held off last year. It's a very interesting team right now. All the veterans performing at a very high level. It might come down to just health with them if they maintain this record and keep producing. Because the guys that are doing it, you do kind of expect it. You just didn't expect it now this late in their career after showing that they were starting to kind of go downhill.
On a 2-0, Smith gets his hands in and lifts a fly ball down the line, foul.
Great additions to that Giant pitching staff that has really fortified the rotation. Gausman going today.
Otherwise, probably would have started the All-Star game with Jacob deGrom not starting it. 2-1. Ball 3. Pretty much just picked up the Cincinnati Reds' old pitching staff and planted it in San Francisco. And the different pitching coaching staff.
Well, and Farhan Zaid saying, where would those balls have landed if it was in our park?
Right. Off the end of the bat, down the line. Reddick out of room. Boy, I tell you what, fans have brought the leather in this series. A full count on Will Smith, who has homered against Merrill Kelly before. Back in Kelly's start in this park in June or in May. Now the Dodgers beat him in that game, Oral, 3-2 with a late home run from Smith. But Merrill Kelly struck out a career high 12. It's a guy who has one of the lowest strikeout rates in the sport. Racked up 12 of them that night. A leadoff walk.
Second baseman, number 3, Chris Taylor.
Well, Smith aboard. Here's Chris Taylor. Hitting .361 in the month of July. They announced all the guys headed to the All-Star game pregame on the field and presented them with their All-Star jerseys. And I think Taylor probably got the best hand as the first timer. One ball, no strikes.
Exciting to be named to your first All-Star team. And I think it'll even be more enjoyable and relaxing because of all of the teammates that are going and some of the staff, and of course Dave Roberts. Well, that'll really calm the nerves a little bit and make him kind of ease into the whole festivities a lot easier.
A lot of friendly faces. And then all those guys get to just stay there for the start of the second half as the Dodgers open up at Coors Field on Friday. smacked in the ground to third. Escobar stops it, feeds Van Meter, who turns a double play. As it's so hard, it gave him a chance to go around the horn. 2 gone.
Escobar, nice veteran move with a baseball clock, taking his time after he captures this ball. Chris Taylor runs really well, but he knows all the time in the world, just a solid feed, and they turn it by a step.
And so Kelly and the Diamondbacks get to face A.J. Pollock the way they prefer to these days. The base is empty. Pollock 6 for 7 with 3 home runs this weekend, including 4 for 4 with a pair of homers last night. Takes ball 1. We have seen stretches like this from Pollock throughout his career, both when he was with Arizona and his first couple years in the Dodger uniform. Fouls this one off, and it's 1-1. Now here in the month of July, he's hit 6 of them to lead the majors. That's one more than Shohei Ohtani and Joey Gallo. 6 home runs in 9 games.
Whether it's July or it's against Arizona, this year, he's 11 for 20, hitting .550. It's like uncle.
You got some guys who reach this day in the calendar and they're like, oh man, need these 4 days coming up, reset, get the body ready to go again. AJ's like, no.
Let's keep playing.
Let's keep playing the games, right? Anybody want to get together tomorrow? No?
I think Justin Turner is in that place. I think AJ's in that place. I think Mookie Betts is getting close to that.
On a 1-2 from Kelly. Pollock fouls it off. We'll do it again. You know, for Pollock, we talk about this hot stretch, and then you look at the overall numbers. His average for the season is now .272. His OPS is almost .900. That's all-star territory. Again, average OPS a little over .700. And he's almost at .900.
Well, if he continues to stay in the strike zone, the swing is locked in right now, and if he can stay that way the rest of the year. And what I mean by stay in the strike zone is that last pitch right there, fouling off that breaking ball, when a ball starts as a strike and ends up as a ball away from him, that's his biggest Achilles heel. And he's done a nice job with that over this course of this hot streak. Faced some pitchers that really haven't had devastating breaking balls.
Fouled off a few. 7th pitch coming here. 1-0 game, bottom 2 on a leadoff home run from Mookie Betts. Kelly rocks and fires, and Pollock takes a ball. It's 2-2. Grounded to the hole at short. Backhand Rojas heaves it across his body in time with a dig from Walker. Dodgers are saying hold on. They're going to take a look at this. Fantastic effort from Josh Rojas. Great dig on the back end from Walker, but was it in time?
And take home some new Dodger gear on Thursday, July 22nd, as the Dodgers take on those Giants. The first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a short sleeve hooded sweatshirt presented by San Manuel Casino. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/ promotions.
Third inning in a 1-0 game on a Mookie Betts home run. Top of the order for the Diamondbacks. Tony Gonsolin to Josh Rojas. Shows bunt and takes a ball. Gonsolin 22 pitches per inning so far, but able to keep Arizona off of the board. A couple of hits in the first, a hit and an error in the second. No damage though. One ball, one strike.
The fastball has been the pitch that has kept the zeros on the board for Arizona. Gonsolin being able to throw that for a strike.
That's backwards from what it's been for much of the season. A lot of the damage that he's allowed has come off his heater. Is 1-1 offering, drifts away, ball 2, but unable to command that pitch. The split change.
It's been, if you look at the miss pattern, it's been high and it's been flat, but flat and ending up being a ball. Got to figure out a way to get a little bit more on top of it to keep it on the plate.
Same thing.
You're just releasing it early. It's being released almost by his ear instead of out in front, kind of with his hand on top.
Back in there with the fastball. Count is full.
The arm speed and the lower half are matching up on the fastball. He's been able to get that to the right height and on the plate, but the separation and the arms are a little late on the off speed stuff. With the slider, he kind of pulls it to catch up and ends up in the dirt, and with the splitter, it just ends up behind.
Fastball misses here. Rojas takes the leadoff walk. First free pass issued by Gonsolin. That was the biggest issue for him his first couple starts. He walked 8 over his first 2 outings of the year. He's been able to get a hold of those a little bit lately.
He finds results in the midst of the wildness, and that's effectively wild. Settled in a little bit better after those first 2 games.
Josh Van Meter out of the 2 spot today. Takes a fastball for a strike. The fastball for Gonsolin today is topped out at 93. It's right about where it's averaged this season. Last year it was at 95. That's something the Dodgers are keeping an eye on moving forward. So hard to compare anything to last year, though, just given the context, whatever it is. You know, hitters' numbers not being what you expect. Well, they had 100 fewer games to produce what you expect. A pitcher's velocity being up or down. Up maybe because it was July when the season began and they had been building up to that point. Down because of the disjointed lead up. There's just so much added context to all those numbers last year. For somebody like Tony, who had a positive COVID test late in summer camp, was back and forth early on. Another wrinkle to whatever numbers he put up. Ahead 0-2, and out of the stretch comes home. Ball 1.
Tony's 5th professional season, and ever since I can remember, the #1 thing that they have worked on since he's turned pro is syncing up the upper and lower body, and that's what he's struggling a little bit with today. It's something that has really, as they developed it and got him in sync, that's what really brought the split change around. And then once he was more and more consistent with it, they were able to add the breaking ball, the slider. When it gets all synced up and he has all 3 of those pitches, he can be a devastating, dominant starter and has been really.
Yeah, I mean, a 2.50 career ERA.
Yep.
Way fewer innings than he needs to qualify, but if he did qualify, that 2.50 ERA would be third in the National League since his debut.
Exactly.
DeGrom and then Ryu.
It just shows you the outstanding potential that he has in his future.
And he is still relatively young as a pitcher. I talk about this all the time, but pitching was something he did kind of as a side gig in college. And didn't turn pro until 2016. First time that he focused exclusively on pitching. Home of the 1-2.
Well, the last couple splits he's thrown, he's made an adjustment on the right height, and now he's over onto the glove side of the plate, not squirting out of his hand and going high arm side.
Try the 1-2 again. Up with the fastball. It's fouled back.
Wouldn't be surprised if there's action in the bullpen sooner or later, this inning or next. With the All-Star break and all the rest in front of the bullpen, you could go to it early. With the fact that you want Tony Gonsolin to be healthy and stay healthy because of what's going on in the rotation, you might get him out a little early. And the way this pitch count is developing.
Yet another 1-2. This one finishes him off with the curveball. He's only thrown 4 of those over his last 4 starts. Drops one in there for his 3rd K.
Number 5, Eduardo
Hanger that
Escobar.
works. You're spinning it pretty good when you leave it up and it's still got some finish to it.
That's the 4th curveball he's thrown today. Again, after throwing just 4 of them in his last 4 starts. Eduardo Escobar, an infield single his first time up, takes a splitter that falls in there, strike 1. A little more like it.
Much better. Slight overcorrection in the 2 prior, and then that one right there is exactly where he wants to be.
Already his 60th pitch of the afternoon is an 0-1 to the All-Star Escobar. And it's ball 1.
Escobar, one of those guys that when he meets the baseball, it's got a different sound. One of those guys around the league that you just go, this guy hits the ball hard. Hits it right, you know. Just even in BP, you can tell the guys in the cage, just close your eyes and you know when the guys who have good bat speed and solid contact are in the cage.
There's the best splitter that he's thrown.
Sharpest, correct velocity, and lands for a strike and still gets the swing and miss.
Brought Escobar to a knee. Rojas at first, 1 gone. Dodgers up 1-0. 3rd inning. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball is hit foul. One of the hardest that he's thrown today.
In prior innings, Tony's been out there thinking about himself and what does he need to do to get the pitches going. Right now, his thoughts are about how to get Escobar out. I think he knows how to make every pitch.
Got him with the slider that works a little bit like a cutter right there. And on the hands, 2 gone on back-to-back Ks.
Completely different place right now if you're on the mound with Tony Gonsolin. The rhythm is there. The feel of all of his pitches is starting to come around. So now it's about attacking the hitter and making pitches.
So after the leadoff walk, he strikes out Van Meter. He strikes out Escobar. Now faces Christian Walker. Slider for strike 1. Backing out of play 0-2.
He's been averaging over 5 pitches per plate appearance. Right here, quickly 0-2. Get a quick out right here and get on a roll. A little breezy out there.
Yeah, I see that shirt flapping in the wind.
It looks like it wants to blow out.
The 0-2. Very high, ball 1. .88 degrees first pitch temperature. A little bit humid today. A little bit breezy to balance it all out. Rojas at first, led off this inning with a walk. Back-to-back Ks for Gonsolin and a 1-2 count on the cleanup man, Christian Walker. Here it comes. We'll do it again. I didn't see it, but I heard it, and it sounded like a great catch. Sounded like a deflection in a catch. Maybe off of the top deck down into the lows, didn't it? Another 1-2 pitch. Walker lifts one behind first. Max Muncy ducking away from the sun. He can't get it. That one looked doomed from the start. Shade in his eyes, and what a lonely feeling.
Prepared with the sunglasses, but that one got right in the ball of fire. Just hoping for it to come out.
And hoping that if it does fall, it falls there.
Yeah, foul. I played with Omar Vizquel, a great Gold Glove shortstop. And on those kind of balls, he would actually turn around the opposite way and use the bill of his cap and have his head backwards and catch it like a catcher to try and keep the sun out of his eyes, and it worked.
Got a chase here for strike 3 to finish the inning. That's like Sandy Koufax saying, just grip the curveball like this. Well, yes, Sandy, I don't have fingers like that. Omar, just catch it like this. Well, I'm not Omar Vizquel. I can't.
Yep, exactly.
The game is Elijah from Burbank, and his favorite player is Max Muncy. Join Junior Dodgers for a chance to be the Junior Dodger of the game at Dodgers.com/JRDodgers. Muncy, one of the 5 Dodger All-Stars, headed to his second All-Star game on Tuesday. Technically, they'll head there tonight with a plane full of representatives. Lux gets on top of this first pitch of the 3rd and smashes it foul. Trying to build off his bases clearing triple last night's game.
right off his ankle. Oh, maybe a little bit of the shin. There are a couple guys in the lineup that you'd love to see have good days today. It's Gavin Lux and Cody Bellinger. They're the ones that need some good feeling. Not like that foul ball.
Goes the other way with this fly ball, sending Peralta back with room for the first out.
Number 26.
Kelly gave up the leadoff home run to Mookie Betts. Just one walk since. He's faced the minimum thanks to a double play ball following that walk. And now facing his counterpart, Gonsolin. A strike one from Kelly, who debuted in 2019, then last year got off to a great start for Arizona. Had a 2.59 ERA through 5 games. Then he started to have a sore shoulder, so they shut him down and had to have surgery to remove a blood clot in his shoulder. They go in to do that, and it reveals a need for thoracic outlet surgery, which is a serious operation. Ground ball to third for Escobar. And out number 2. So there were questions about his readiness for the season. Not only did he get ready for the year, but he's made every start, and that has been much needed for an injury depleted rotation. Two gone, bases empty here in the third as Mookie Betts comes up. Home run to lead off the game. Back-to-back games with a homer, 13 total here in 2021. Strike one. And look at his home run on StatCast, powered by Google Cloud.
Mookie elected to sit out the All-Star game, and if you think about aches and pains and nagging injuries that he's trying to heal over the break, I think they're starting to heal, because sometimes those can create bad habits. But if he's able to now put the bat exactly where he wants to and take more and more practice swings to build that habit, getting ready to get hot.
Ahead 2-1.
Sometimes you pitch or hit or field in manners that don't bring pain, but it puts you in bad positions. Doesn't mean you can't be out there. It just means that you're not the most efficient, the most effective that you can be.
That is ripped to the left side, base hit for Betts, and he's 2 for 2. Back-to-back multi-hit games for the first time in more than 2 months.
Yeah, the eye test and now the results are starting to tell us that Mookie Betts is getting back to his 2020 form. And here in 21, still plenty of time with a whole second half for us to enjoy him getting hits like that.
Homer and a single, and he's got both Dodger hits today as Muncy comes up. Mookie's decision to opt out of the All-Star game. Dave Roberts talked about it yesterday, talked about it before the game today, and said he can understand the perspective that that is a selfish move, because that's been spoken about, but he said he looks at it the opposite. Mookie's doing it to be available to his team and at his best in the second half. Mookie himself said, yeah, it was an honor to get voted into the All-Star game and wants to be there, but the ultimate goal is not to be at the All-Star game. The ultimate goal is to win the World Series, and this, he says, is the best way towards those ends. One ball, one strike on Muncy. Muncy trying to extend his on-base streak to 20 games here to finish off the first half. Dodgers have the 2 longest on-base streaks in the National League going right now. Justin Turner 21 games. Muncy with 19. Mookie's thinking he's not going to throw over here 3 times in a row. Extends that lead even more. Time is called. That's no pitch.
The beach ball on the field. That's why time was called. It wasn't Max. It wasn't the home plate umpire, other than giving the signal, and he saw it drop on the field. Just called it dead. Interesting to watch Mookie with the mitt on his left hand, but when he dives back to first, he goes back to the outside corner of the bag on the right field side with his bare hand.
Got to go double mitt.
I know. He's got to have something to hang on to the base with.
Muncy down the line. Foul. He knew it right off of the bat.
It's the first ball all weekend that's gone into the stands that's actually hit a seat. It was a bullet.
Gotta catch that one at your own risk.
Yeah, that section is really in trouble.
Betts at first with a 2-out single, which Kelly has not forgotten. And a 1-2 count on Max Muncy. There goes Betts with a good secondary, and then a pop-up off of the bat of Muncy into shallow center field. The sun has already made for some issues. A catch from Varsho as Peralta crashes over him. They get the out and end the inning. Diamondbacks laying all over the place. Hope everybody's okay. Peralta to his feet. Now we go to the 4th. Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Grab the new BLT ranch sandwiches at Carl's Jr. and feed your happy. Speaking of happy, happy 101st birthday to Lawrence Perlmutter, who is the grandfather of our great producer Mike Levy. Born on July 11, 1920 in the Bronx, New York. And Mike and his family got to go to New York for the birthday party. 101. And he doesn't look like he's losing anything off his fastball, does he?
No, Mike says that he is fantastic to be around, sharp as a tack, takes daily walks. Congratulations.
Grandpa Perlmutter, 101. Happy birthday.
That is going to be great when Mike Levy takes after Grandpa and he's here producing Dodger games well into his 90s.
1 ball, 1 strike on Josh Reddick.
I'm going to stay at this as long as Grandpa showed me to do it. Keep going, Mike. You can do it.
I'm picturing Grandpa Perlmutter walking around 60 years ago, just wired like Mike Levy is at every moment of every day. Popped up left side. Lux runs over there. And Reddick the first down of the fourth.
And Mike just loves the spotlight, so right about now he's going, change the subject, fellas.
Yeah.
I can hear him in our headsets.
Number 6,
Move on. Gonsolin's retired 4 straight since a leadoff walk last inning. And man, a similar outing here, right? Where he's just not really had it, but still into the fourth with no damage.
Pitching in traffic. You know who else has a knack for that has been very successful? David Price. David has had a lot of traffic, but he still posts zeros.
Strike on Peralta.
4 for 5 since he's gotten on track with these first pitch strikes. First 10 batters, only 3 out of 10.
Now fires an 0-1. It's 1-1. Next pitch should be number 75 from Tony. There is action down in the bullpen. Scott Alexander has started to warm. With the All-Star break coming. Everybody available. Looking forward to watching the home run derby at Coors Field tomorrow night. Huh? I just want to watch Ohtani.
Get the T-Mobile AR app too.
Yes. Golf down the line, but foul, and it's 2-2. Almost an instant replay of Muncie's ball.
Same section. Nope, didn't catch in the air. You're going to have to give it back. Ohtani definitely the favorite going into the home run derby, the sentimental favorite.
Swing and a miss. 4 strikeout over the last 5 hitters for Gonsolin, his 6th total.
Well, since he's gotten the split change to the glove side of the plate, it has really worked out. The hitters can't understand if that's going to be a fastball and leak down the middle, or is it going to go straight down like that one did.
4 more. The final jumbo jack of the first half. 2 up, 2 down. 4th inning. Stephen Vogt, the hitter. Strike 1. But just another note on Tony Gonsolin and his ability to pitch around traffic, Oral. He's given up 32 base runners this year. 5 runs. Oh, and 2.
Pitching on the 405 with no accidents.
Yeah, swerving in and out.
A couple little fender benders.
He's like a motorcycle on the 405.
That's true. Just weaving through. It was the fastball that kept him going here early in the game, but now with 6 Ks, he's got 2 with the fastball, 2 with the split, 1 with the slider, and 1 with the curveball. So the whole arsenal is starting to come around. See how long he can stay out there.
Driven in the air to deep right center field. Stephen Vogt has tied this game with his 5th home run of the year. It's 1-1 in the 4th.
Stephen missed a high splitter in his first at bat and was upset, but maybe he missed it because he was more in time with the fastball like he was with that swing.
So back where we began. Solo home run apiece. Betts for the Dodgers, Vogt for the Diamondbacks. Now Dalton Varsho fouls off Tony's first one. It's only the second home run that Gonsolin's allowed this season in his 25 innings of work. Line drive center field. Cody Bellinger to end the inning. But a solo shot from Vogt, and after 3.5, tied at 1.
To back. The action begins at the T-Mobile Home Run Derby on ESPN July 12th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Then catch baseball's biggest stars at the 91st MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard July 13th on Fox. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Pacific.
Hey, I'm going to be old man yells at Cloud for a minute here. It's a bummer that they're not wearing their jerseys, their team jerseys for the game. Those are the jerseys that everybody's going to have on.
Okay.
Don't you think part of the special thing of the All-Star Game is the aesthetic of everybody coming up in their own team's jersey?
I do like that, and especially with the jerseys as beautiful as the Dodgers.
Yeah. All right, I'm done yelling at the Cloud.
Okay. Your lawn looks good, though.
Yeah, because I got everybody off it. Okay, I'm with you.
Oh, man, get off my lawn.
Strike one on Turner. 3, 4, and 5 for the Dodgers here in the fourth. Turner grounded out his first time as he attempts to extend his on-base streak to 22 games. Hitting 400 in that time. On a bounce, Escobar to get him.
Number 35, Cody Bellinger.
1-1 game, last of the fourth. Up comes Bellinger. Golfs one down the line, hooking to the pole. And another foul ball into that section. It's a hot spot today.
I don't know if they missed it or if it hit the wall and caromed into the playing field, but this is another bullet down there. Oh, that one hurt.
Oh, with a hot dog in hand.
Yeah, and it got her in the right shoulder.
In on Bellinger here. Popped into foul ground in front of the dugout. Nobody's there, and it's actually out of play.
They're going to need an ice bag in that section.
At this rate, they might want to just take a whole cooler of them. Bullets headed down there.
Be ready. Advertisement for the protective netting right there.
A bit of fend off that 0-2 pitch, and we'll do the 0-2 again. This time he gets him with a fastball. 2 gone in the fourth on Kelly's first strikeout of the game. It's a guy who struck out 12 the last time he started in this park.
Number 16, Will Smith.
No matter how good you're feeling at the plate, when you miss that one, it's kind of up and down the middle. You really got to examine what you're doing and how it's feeling, but what are the details of that swing?
Now Bellinger not in need of a reset, you wouldn't think physically, just because he's not played many games this season. But All-Star break may be a good time for him to reset everything, just the big picture of the season, almost a new season for him, going into the second half with as disjointed as this first half was.
Yeah, don't even look at the scoreboard and the numbers and just start looking at second half numbers.
0-1 to Will Smith, strike two. Kelly looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. Home with an 0-2, and he's got it, running that one in on Smith on 10 pitches. And Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. And by Mercury Insurance. Low rates, big discounts, great insurance. Tied at 1 to the 5th inning in LA. Rubber match of this series. Diamondbacks winning game 1 5-2 Friday night. Dodgers eking one out last night 22-1. 4 innings from Tony Gonsolin, hands the ball to the bullpen of the left-hander Darian Nunez for his second outing and his big league debut on Friday night.
He gave up a 2-strike home run to Escobar, but he had an outstanding outing. Those 2 innings were very impressive. The electric fastball that was above 95 most of the time, and then a changeup that was almost like an optical illusion. Or even after the home run from Escobar, he was complimenting the changeup to his teammates on the bench, going, guys, this is an outstanding changeup. He was making motions with his hands and his mouth and going, I know I hit a home run, but this guy's got some kind of off-speed pitch.
When Kirsten Watson asked Dave Roberts what he knew about Nunez after he was called up, he said, well, from Cuba and a little bit of Aroldis Chapman-like, and everybody's like, okay, nobody's Aroldis Chapman-like. And he's not throwing 101 like Aroldis Chapman, but his setup looks just like him. Strike one on Merrill Kelly. That bend at the waist, glove out in front of the chest.
Leg kick, all of it really. Aroldis Chapman wishes he had this guy's changeup.
Darian Nunez wishes he was a cyborg like Aroldis Chapman. Absolute specimen.
The average speed on his changeup has been around 80 miles an hour, and the fastball's been north of 95. We'll see if the adrenaline from the first big league outing was a lot of the velocity, or if he can maintain that.
Is 1-2 to Kelly's in the dirt for ball 2. Down the pipe, a strikeout to open the 5th and to open Nunez's day.
There you go from this is amazing, I had my first big league outing, to I want to continue to throw the ball well and stay here. And this outing, and then knowing you're going to have to wait through the All-Star break and hopefully still be on the team when the team starts in Colorado. I'm sure he feels a little pressure right now, but also a little confidence that Dave Roberts would put him into a 1-1 game in the 5th.
Top of the order, Josh Rojas, tied at 1, 5th inning. Lifted in the air to the right field corner. Over goes Betts, and it bounces into the seats. So a double for Rojas, and the go-ahead run is in scoring position. Rojas has reached all 3 times. A single in the first, a walk in the third, and now this double.
Second baseman John
Before the
Van
All-Star
Meter.
break, gets his batting average over 250. Not a bullet down in the corner, which we've seen quite a few of, but one hopper placed perfectly.
Here's Josh Van Meter. Rojas dancing off of the bag. Nunez will step off. Left-hander out of Las Tunas, Cuba. Comes home and misses ball 1. The city of sculpture, they call it. A lot of artistic statues throughout town. Also the birthplace of Yordan Alvarez, former Dodger farmhand and the former Rookie of the Year of the Houston Astros. One ball, one strike.
Nunez with a pretty good feel for the game, and especially shutting down the running game. A couple of looks, varying his looks, and also used 2 different leg kicks to get to this 1-1 count.
Gets ahead here, 1-2. Rojas' second, 1 gone. Tie game in the 5th. Nunez to Van Meter with a 1-2. Taken for ball 2. Swatted to the vacated left side, base hit. Rojas headed for the plate. Pollock's throw will be cut off. To second they go to get Van Meter. But Arizona takes a 2-1 lead. Van Meter in some pain as he gets to his feet after that slide.
Staying on the changeup with the opposite field approach, pulls the hands inside and hits the big hole. The run is going to score, but hit the cutoff man, and you got a chance to picking off the batter runner, and that's what Justin Turner does.
So the bases are clear with 2 gone for Eduardo Escobar. Arizona with single runs in the 4th and the 5th to take their first lead of the day. The ball on Escobar. Ooh. Here in his 11th big league season, is headed to the All-Star game for the first time. Started his baseball life in the streets of Maracay, Venezuela. One of the roughest neighborhoods in town. There was a coach that saw his promise playing those street games and took him under his wing. Picked him up at his house every day after that at 5 a.m. to take him to a real field to practice. Some pain there following that one off, and it's 2-1. Escobar's dad left the family when he was a toddler, so his mom raised 6 kids by herself. Going through that, going through growing up in poverty. Eduardo says that the fact that he's a big leaguer at all, he considers a miracle, let alone an all-star. On a 2-1 from Nunez. Rakes a grounder to third. Turner to cut it off. Sets his feet and throws him out. Arizona takes the lead halfway home in a 2-1 game. Company. Dodgers have 2 hits. Mookie Betts responsible for both. Leadoff home run in the first inning, a single in the third. Only one other base runner against Merrill Kelly over 4 innings, and they trail this game 2-1. Taylor, Pollock, and Lux coming up in the 5th. Taylor grounded into a double play his first time. Backup slider cut on and missed. Strike 1. So the Yankees were leading the Astros 7-2 going into the 9th inning a few minutes ago, and gave up 6 runs in the 9th to lose 8-7.
Painful way to go into the All-Star break.
After they get the complete game from Cole last night, they're feeling good. That's how it finishes. 0-1 to Taylor. Fouled straight back, 0-2. Walk-off home run from Jose Altuve. Closer to home, it's still 3-0 Giants over the Nationals. Bottom of the 6th inning, and a Kurt Casale home run. And at the top of the 6th in San Diego, Padres and Rockies are tied at 1. Padres already have several pitchers on the injured list. You've got Lamet, you've got Snell. Yu Darvish was just placed on the IL. Ryan Weathers, who is starting today, left the game with what looked like a bad knee injury in a collision on a bunt. 0-2 to Taylor, taken for ball 1. Chris Taylor leading off this 5th and pulling it sharply to third. Caught on the fly by Escobar.
Escobar's caught a few bullets down there today. Justin Turner. Chris Taylor hit another one down there for a double play ball. This one is blistered with a little topspin. That's an outstanding play to get that before it hits the ground.
Escobar is going to make some contender really happy. He keeps playing like this. One of the teams he's been rumored to be connected to in trade negotiations is the White Sox, the team that he debuted with. The team that signed him out of the streets of Venezuela. 2-1, Diamondbacks in front, 1 away in the 5th for A.J. Pollock, who watches strike 1. A.J. since coming to the Dodgers has hit 8 home runs against his old team. On this 0-1 from Merrill Kelly, pokes it off the end of the bat, down the line to right. Reddick will not get there, and it sinks in. Extra bases for Pollock. Tying run in scoring position here in the 5th. He is 7 for 9 this weekend.
They can't get him out. They can't get him out since he put a Dodger uniform on. He's hitting over 360 against them.
A chance for Lux to tie this game. With the first hit from somebody other than Mookie Betts and the first runner in scoring position for the Dodgers today. First one from Kelly. Inside, ball one. The 1-0. Diamondbacks 2, Dodgers 1, one gone, fifth inning. Pollock at second as the 1-1 flies home and Lux takes ball 2. Pitcher's spot next, but with the Dodgers already into the bullpen. Easy decision for Dave Roberts to send a hitter there. Beatty waits on deck. And on a 2-1, Lux pokes one foul, 2-2. Upset with himself. Thought he had one to hit there.
He sure did. Thigh high 92 out over the plate. Looking for that good feeling and an RBI right here going into the All-Star break. Gavin Lux could use it. And the Dodgers could use it to tie this game.
2-2. Here comes Kelly to get Lux with a good changeup. Third strikeout from Merrill Kelly. All coming over the last inning plus after he didn't have one over the first 3 innings.
Seems like no matter who is the guy that has the changeup, when they throw him down the middle, the bottom drops out of him. When they throw more to the corner, they're a little bit flat and up. That is a tough one to hit.
Pitching coach Matt Hergis out for a visit before the at-bat for Beatty, who has put together a nice run here to finish off his first half. Beatty 4 for his last 7. After 2 game last night. Scored 2 of those 22 runs. The old baseball cliche, right? As you're watching those 22 runs go up, Tony Gonsolin's in the dugout saying, hold on now, save some for tomorrow. And here they are, the 5th inning with just 1. Pollock doubled with 1 away, and now the hitman, Matt Beatty, pinch hitting with 2 gone in the 5th. A chance to tie it. The Dresden, Tennessee native. On the first one from Merrill Kelly, wastes no time, and he hits it foul. Strike one. Ball and a strike on a career .368 hitter with runners in scoring position. The 1-1. Chopper to first. Walker will feed Kelly, and that's the inning. Stays 2-1 to the 6th. How about some of the catches from Dodger fans this weekend? They've hit 9 home runs over the last 2 games. The 8 of them last night. The solo shot from Betts today, and there's been a nice play in the back end of just about every one of them.
Most of the catches, you are seeing the glove outshine the bare hands.
That was today.
He's not camera shy.
No. Yeah, that was me. 2-1, 6th inning. From Gonsolin to Nunez, and now Alex Vesia, who came back to the majors first time in a month on Friday night, put up a scoreless 6th inning. 4, 5, and 6 in the order here. His first one to Christian Walker is on the hands, popped up. And strike one. Vesia went down to AAA Oklahoma City and was ridiculous. 19 strikeouts in 9 innings. Just 1 run in those 9 innings. Getting high 90s with a fastball down there. The lefty's 0-1. Is fouled into the glove. 0-2. Walker, who struck out both times against Gonsolin. It's jammed here. Roller to third and Turner for the first out of the 6th.
You can add to your bobblehead collection and catch rivalry baseball on Monday, July 19th when the Dodgers face the Giants. Be one of the first 40,000 fans in attendance and receive a Walker Buehler bobblehead presented by 76. To purchase your tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Can't wait for that 4-game series with the Giants. First place Giants. Their lead 3-0 still in San Francisco. Josh Reddick with 1 gone and the bases empty takes ball 1. Really all those second half meetings, of which there are a bunch, between the love triangle, the Dodgers, Padres, and Giants. Going to be hot. Ooh, gets squeezed there, doesn't he?
That was definitely a strike. Just blinked through it, didn't get the call.
Todd Pitchner made his big league debut as an umpire in this ballpark back in 2007. Lofted to left center field. Running back is Pollock. He's got it, and Reddick is out number 2. Base is empty, 2 gone for Peralta.
Starting to feel like a big game for the Dodgers. Going into the break, lose 3 out of 4 to Miami, which is a last place team. You don't want to lose 2 out of 3 to Arizona, which is a last place team. It's not a defining portion of the season, but it is definitely a portion of the season right now in the present tense that feels like we're going to win a championship. We're going to be a championship team and have a great second half. This is a game you want to win. This one would leave a bad taste in your mouth, this series, losing a home series against the Diamondbacks. They haven't done that for a long time.
Won 8 of 9 against them this season overall. It's an Arizona team that's 11-52 since early May. 0-2 from Vesia to Peralta.
You've got to go back to April of 2018, the last time the Diamondbacks have won a series here at Dodger Stadium.
Last time they've won a series on the road, period, April. Proceeded to lose 24 consecutive road games after that. Strike 3 call. Vesia feeling froggy. 96 to the outside edge and a 10 pitch. 1-2-3-6. World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by Postmates, when all you can dinner is think about. Postmates. Arizona 2, the Dodgers 1 to the last of the 6. Joe and Oral one last time in the first half. Merrill Kelly, who gave up a leadoff home run to Mookie Betts today, has given up nothing else. Now here he is in the 6th inning, ready to face that man. Mookie Betts with the top of the order. Betts singled in the 3rd and has reached in 7 of his last 8 plate appearances. Back-to-back multi-hit games to finish off the first half. And ahead 1-0. 2-0. There's some action down in that Arizona bullpen. Pitch count obviously still very well under control. Joe Manaply begins to warm. That one dives back in there for a strike on Betts, and it's 2-1. Ball 3.
Couple of 2-seamers to get to this count. 1 a strike, 1 a ball. Betts hit the home run on a cutter.
Back to the sinker there. Just talked about off of the top. He's thrown more and more lately. That, along with the cutter, has keyed this 4-start run where he's 3-0. The team is 4-0. And he's got an ERA around 2. 32-year-old Merrill Kelly with a payoff pitch to Mookie Betts. Check swing foul.
He gets plenty of run on that 2-seamer. They were trying to go low and away. He came underneath the ball a little bit, and that thing ran all the way up and in.
Betts leading off the 6th on the 7th pitch. It's a fly ball to center field, but playable for Varsho.
First baseman, Max Muncy.
Oh, Max Muncy getting to the back end of this game, the back end of his chances today to extend his on-base streak. 0 for 2. Reached 19 in a row. And overall, he's #1 in the league in on-base percentage. Leading the team with those 18 home runs. It's helping him to a slugging percentage that's also top 10 in the league. Generous outside corner, strike one.
If there's anybody who knows the strike zone, it's Max Muncy. He got out of the way of that ball like this with the speed of a blitzing linebacker. Looked like he was at the line of scrimmage going to come in. You always talk about the neck roll.
Yeah. To run on that two-seam, and it's 1-2.
93 with outstanding movement. Doesn't matter if that's up or down. It's hard to find the barrel.
Couple froggy dudes lately here. Let's see in the top of this inning, Kelly found a little bit of frogginess here in the bottom of the 6th. Home with a 1-2 pitch. Muncy takes ball 2.
There's a very nice breeze blowing out to right now. Get one up in the air.
And the guy who never needs much of extra help out there. On a 2-2 pitch. Takes ball 3. Will be the starting DH for the National League on Tuesday. Dave Roberts has said he'll be the 2-hitter where he is most days for this Dodger lineup. Dodgers down 1 in the 6th as Muncy pulls one into right for a base hit past Walker. Sliding to cut it off is Reddick. Muncy chugging for 2. He's got a double. The tying run in scoring position. And the on-base streak extended to 20 to finish off the first half.
The Stars got the job done yesterday with the 22 runs. Maybe they're going to have to tag team them right here with Muncy and now Justin Turner coming up. They were 8 for 13, the All-Stars that were named yesterday. A couple of home runs and 10 RBIs. Let's see if the Stars can shine again on Sunday.
And a visit here from the training staff out to see Kelly at 88 pitches. And Lovello is going to take it from him. After the double from Muncy, that does it for Kelly. And we'll take a break. Dodgers threatening, trying to tie this game in the 6th.
Been on the first ever drop of the Dodgers NFT collectible, a World Series ring from 2020. This one-of-one NFT is being auctioned off beginning on Monday, with the net proceeds benefiting the Los Angeles Dodger Foundation. To bid on it and learn more, visit candy.com.
Merrick-Kelly leaves with an injury. They were going to go, it looked like, the Joe Manaply one batter later anyways. But instead of Joe Manaply, they're going to go to the former Dodger Brett DeGuss with the right-handed batting Justin Turner coming up. And because technically Kelly left the game with an injury, DeGuss is going to get as much time as he needs, as much time as they give him to get loose.
Takes a lot of discipline to make sure that you get loose. You feel like everybody is waiting on you. It's a completely different warm-up out in the middle of all the fans than it is in the bullpen. You have a towel and a glass of water and a coach down there. Out here, you start to struggle a little bit with your breaking ball or the fastball location. You feel like, I'm good enough, let's go. You can't let that override your ability to get ready, and especially in a close game here, 2-1.
It's part of a double switch. Nick Ahmed into the game to play short. That moves Josh Rojas to left and David Peralta out of the game. So the pitcher's spot is now 6th. And Ahmed will be due up third in the 7th. Turner coming to the plate after the Muncy double with a chance to tie this game. Trying to do what Muncy did, and that is extend his on-base streak. It's at 21 games coming in, the longest active streak in the National League. An absolute tear during that time, and especially in this month of July, hitting 500 this month. I mean, we always talk about those midsummer months being the ones where he gets hot. The other thing that he had going for him this year is that April was also a productive month. Well, normally that's a bit of a throwaway, at least in the power department. But he built upon a very good foundation with that big April.
Set him up for the All-Star run. Let's see how you can be 4th in the National League in hitting and be not on the All-Star team.
So Brad DeGuss comes home and Turner fouls back the first pitch. DeGuss pitched 2/3 of an inning on Friday night and got his first career major league win. Out in relief of Merrill Kelly, bottom of the 6th, one gone. Tying run at second, and an 0-1 to Justin Turner. Cracked in the air to right center field, but not particularly deep. Varsho's got it. Muncy headed for third, and he'll get there.
Couple of flyouts to center sandwich Muncy's double, which he gets to third on the tag. Leaves it up to Bellinger.
Oh for 2 today. Then 1 for 10 this weekend with that lone hit, a home run. We've talked about this being a big day for a couple guys, Lux and Bellinger, to capture a good feeling going into the break and into the second half. Lined out his first time, but then missed a pretty juicy fastball for strike 3 his second time. They play him to pull. The tying run at third. He swings and misses. Strike 1.
Cody had a good feeling yesterday with his home run. It was in a 1-for-5 effort. Looking for some consistent hard contact and have some balls fall in.
Bellinger to center. Varsho's got it, and that's the inning. The Dodgers unable to take advantage of the Muncy double. Out of the Dodger bullpen as we move along to the 7th and a 2-1 game.
Just a walk in his last outing, a 1 scoreless inning on Friday, 16 pitches, so well rested after a day off. And he has been on a roll last 16 games, a little over 14 innings and an ERA under 2. Scotty with the sinker, of course. Throws it with one finger. It's like a 1-finger sinker. Sometimes he'll slip the other finger in there if he's having a little command trouble, and then the breaking ball and the changeup. Stephen Vogt strolling to the plate, feeling pretty good about himself after this swing. High fastball off of Tony Gonsolin that he got on top of.
5th of the year for Vogt. 2-1 Arizona as we get going for the 7th. First pitch of the day from Alexander. Vogt lays a bunt down foul. After crushing a home run, they get the shift on the big lefty and says, well, I'll try to take what you're giving me.
Gavin Lux, the only fielder on the left side of the diamond, and he was playing a deep shortstop, but now has scooted in a little bit. Vogt wanted to get that down, so if he manages someday, he can have his hitters do that.
Street cred now.
Yeah,
I did it.
Look, I did it. Let me show you the old films.
Slaps that one foul, stays alive at 0-2. Rockies have taken a 2-1 lead on the Padres as they try to win back-to-back road games for the first time all year.
Oh my.
They are 8-34 on the road. Trying to hand the Padres their 7th loss in 11 games this month. Alexander home with another 0-2 to Vogt. Ball 1. Giants still lead the Nationals. It's now 3-1. Top of the 8th in San Francisco. Line drive to right. Betts will play it on a bounce, and Vogt has his 2nd hit today.
Lefty's hitting a tick over 100 off of Scott Alexander this year, so that is a rarity for him to give up a hit there.
Now the 8-hitter Dalton Varsho, one of 4 consecutive left-handed hitters in the lineup here. He lays the bunt down foul. The Dodgers outscoring the Diamondbacks in this series 25-8, but will need to come from behind to score a series win.
Be interesting if baseball ever thought about adding an extra point, an extra win or loss on the series total.
Fly ball left center and deep. Bellinger on the move to the track, to the wall. It's gone. Dalton Varsho with an opposite field home run, his 1st of the year, and Arizona leads 4-1.
Back-to-back hits from left-handers off of Scott Alexander, which is definitely a rarity this year. And this one, a big fly. Cody Bellinger just runs out of room.
Now it's Ahmed. Came on in a double switch last inning. Takes a strike. So Vogt with his 5th home run. Varsho with his 1st. And a 4-1 lead for the Diamondbacks. On the ground to first, Muncy well positioned, feeding Alexander, and Ahmed the first out of the inning. Scott Alexander had given up 4 hits to left-handers all year. Back-to-back hits to lefties in this inning.
Left fielder number 10, Josh Rojas.
Comeback attempt just got harder and more exciting if you accomplish it.
Top of the order, Josh Rojas, who has reached all 3 times here in the first half finale. Native of Glendale, Arizona. Grew up going to Diamondbacks games. It's a Goodyear Millennium High School. He's a good baseball player, even better at football actually. He's an all-conference receiver, but wanted to play baseball even though he didn't get drafted, didn't even have a scholarship offer. So he did 2 years of junior college baseball, transferred to Hawaii, played 2 seasons there. Arizona drafted him in the 26th round. Beg your pardon, Houston drafted him in the 26th round. It wasn't until he started to really hit well in the minors that he became any kind of prospect. It was included in the Zach Greinke trade to Arizona a few years back. But even at that point, he was the least decorated of the 4 pieces that the Diamondbacks got. On this 2-0 pitch, he hits a chopper to second for Taylor. 2 out.
Second baseman number 19, Josh Van Meter.
Dodgers down 4-1. The base is empty. Here's Josh Van Meter. A 1-0 pitch. A half-hearted swing and a miss, evens the count up.
Much better sinking fastball right there. Started right at the knees and then dove. As bad as it feels giving up those 2 runs, you've got to concentrate on your job still and get your team in the dugout.
You had 1 and 2.
One thing you never know on the mound is how many runs are we going to score. You don't want to find yourself losing your concentration in disappointment, giving up an extra run, and then you find out later, if I had stayed sharp, we'd have still won the game.
Lifted to the gap in right center field. Josh Van Meter puts it against the wall and has a 2-out double. Second hit for a guy who came in hitting 176.
Third lefty here in this inning gets a hit. It wasn't that bad of a pitch, but it was a good swing and well positioned right there in the gap. Phil Bickford is up in the Dodger bullpen, and this visit by Will Smith might be giving Dave Roberts a little bit of time to see what he decides to do.
Talking things over with the bullpen coach Josh Bard. Escobar 1 for 3, and they're going to put him on and bring up Christian Walker. That is going to be against Bickford. So Alexander gives up 3 hits in this inning, all of them to lefties. He's given up 4 hits to lefties all year coming in. Phil Bickford coming on in a 4-1 game. Arizona has runners at first and second with 2 gone.
Scoreless frame last night with a strikeout. For right-handed hitters, going to mix the two pitches, the fastball and the slider. Not 50-50 mix so far, but definitely more sliders lately to right-handers. And now the overall numbers are starting to creep up to a coin flip, but it started out mostly fastballs, but the slider has continued to develop throughout the season.
And Phil Bickford has continued to develop into one of Dave Roberts' most trusted right-handed arms. On to face the right-handed batting Christian Walker. And at first and second, and 2 gone in the 7th inning. Walker's 0 for 3 today. He struck out twice against Gonsolin. He's got Van Meter at second, Escobar at first. Takes a slider for ball 1. Two and 0. He finds his zone there, gets a foul ball, 2 and 1.
2-0 with a really high quality pitch. There's no room to give in right now with a 4-1 deficit. So even when you get into these hitters counts and you're behind in the count, you still got to try and make a pitcher's pitch. You can't go to the heart of the plate.
Backhand Turner at third, takes it to the bag and ends the inning. Arizona gets 2. Bickford comes on and strands 2. He's stretching a 4-1 game. Bottom of the 7th, and we welcome you back inside. Hope you're having a great Sunday. And in the You Just Can't Predict Baseball department, one day after the Dodgers have 22 runs on 21 hits, they have 1 run on 4 hits.
Game 1, they lost all 3 categories: runs, hits, errors. Game 2, flipped the script in a big way. Here in Game 3, they're losing in all 3 categories, but they've got some time to catch up.
Let's go. All right,
let's do it.
Brady Gus stays on. Will Smith leads it off as the Dodgers bring up 5, 6, and 7. Will is 0 for 1 today. Walked his first time, then he struck out. They only have 3 strikeouts today, but just 4 hits. A lone run coming on Mookie Betts' leadoff homer. Not produced comeback wins at nearly as high a rate this year as they have the last couple of seasons. Going to change that tune on the last day of the first half. Giants holding on to the lead in San Francisco. Dodgers enter the day 2 back of San Francisco. Padres still trail 2-1 against Colorado. The 1-2 taken for strike 3. 95 runs back into the zone.
They have really shown some good 2-seamers today. They have a lot of movement.
Chris Taylor.
You know how some guys walk-up songs perfectly match their personality? Beastie Boys, you got to fight for your right to party. Not exactly a perfect match for the straight-faced Business-like Chris Taylor.
That's true. You never know what's on the headphones.
He's gone between that and Copperhead Road, Steve Earle.
I'm gonna start naming songs that I don't know.
You would know that one just because you've heard it so many times with him coming up through the years.
Okay.
Have the Cranberries in there at one point? Yeah. Same pitch that he got Smith on. He gets strike 2 on Taylor with. DeGuss deals and Taylor lifts it foul. We'll do the 0-2 again. Joss misses, turned it up to 96, but ball 1.
Love to get Chris Taylor on before the hot A.J. Pollock. Arizona can't seem to get out their old teammate. Dodgers also would like to get it done before the 9th inning. They are 0 for this year as far as 9th inning comebacks. 0 for 26. We haven't had one of those exciting walk-offs here at Dodger Stadium. You would have a walk-off, though, as a tie. It wouldn't be a comeback, right?
Yeah, still walk-off. Thinking Bellinger.
Yep. All of a sudden, it popped into my brain.
His brains are funny things. Two and two. Here it comes. Taylor muscles one that'll dunk in, base hit. They get a base runner on in front of Pollock. A.J. Pollock, the hottest man on the planet right now. 3 home runs in this series against his old team. 1 for 2 so far today with a double. And in this month, 6 home runs in 9 games.
You never know who's going to come up in key spots. And right now, this is the right guy up there to continue this inning and try and set the table some more, or maybe drive in himself and get us within 1.
.360 with 8 home runs since leaving the Diamondbacks facing them. He takes ball 1 from DeGuss. AJ, who talks about knowing that he's right when he watches video and sees himself looking hitterish, looking like he's got some swagger, some wiggle as he steps into the box. It's more about what happens between each swing than it is the swing itself. Takes it low, and it's 2-0. Is there a little more rhythm to his walking?
You know, he does look hitterish, and what would really define hitterish is that take right there. You're on the mound, and you just threw an outstanding pitch, borderline low, and he's hot. He doesn't even offer at it.
And the driver's seat now at 2-0. Reaches out, swats it off to Gus, who recovers and gets him. He does chase there. Up to second goes Taylor, 2 out.
Shortstop, number 9,
Almost anticipating a fastball and probably looking in. That one ended up on the outer half, got the ground ball, and they're going to make a change.
Before the lefty Lux bats. Now Joe Manaply is going to come in. He was ready a couple of innings ago. Instead it was DeGus. And now it's Manaply in a 4-1 game. Intending to have a lefty-lefty matchup with Gavin Lux, but it makes it an easy decision for Dave Roberts to pull the trigger on Albert Pujols, who hit 2 more home runs last night. 675 in his career now, and 6 of the 8 that he's hit this season for the Dodgers have been against lefties.
He has been outstanding since being a Dodger. RBIs in about 1 out of every 5 at bats, and here an RBI situation.
And a thunderous hand from the crowd as he's announced as the pinch hitter. Dodgers down 4-1. They've got Taylor at second, 2 gone in the 7th. He is absolutely destroyed left-handed pitching. Faces one here. Dave Roberts trying to win the chess match. Backdoor breaking pitch for strike 1. Manaply 0-1. Pujols out in front, and it's 0-2.
Manaply staying soft, starts it with a breaking ball, follows it with a changeup. That would immediately tell me, if I'm Albert, that that's what he thinks he wants to get me out with. If I see a fastball, it's probably going to be 1 for a ball.
Pretty much all that damage that he's done against lefties has been on fastballs. 0-2. Got him swinging, and that's the inning. Very quickly, Manaply gets Pujols, and it stays 4-1. After this one, home run derby tomorrow, the game on Tuesday on Fox, and they open the second half the same place the All-Star Game festivities take place, in Colorado. 3 with the Rockies beginning on Friday. Blake Treinen comes into the game. First appearance of the weekend for him, trying to keep it a 4-1 game. And some defensive changes behind him. Albert Pujols, after pinch hitting, stays in. That moves Muncy from first to second, and Taylor from second to short.
Everybody takes a glance at their defensive cards. Positioning. Those are particular to the pitcher.
Reddick to lead it off. Arizona with 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 7th. Dodgers lone run coming in the first batter of the game. Mookie Betts with a homer. One ball, 1 strike. Giants game has gone final. They beat the Nats 3-1. Finished the first half on a 4-game winning streak. And so the deficit for the Dodgers now 2.5. Two on. 2-2.
Just in the National League West, there's going to be such competition for talent with the trade deadline.
Yeah.
It's going to be unbelievable. Just those three teams, the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Giants. You've got the winners of the offseason, then you've got the winners of the first half, possibly the winners of the trade deadline, and then we see who wins the division.
The way that it's trending right now, it's going to be the West Division champ and second and third place in the West in the wild card game. Puts a lot more of a premium on winning the division.
Yep.
Count goes full on Reddick. Three of the four best records in the National League in the West. Giants and Dodgers 1 and 2. The Brewers, who have been really hot lately, they have the third best record, and then the Padres, just a half game behind them. Swing and a miss for the first out of the 8th.
A wicked cutter. You think of the width differential between his two-seamer and then this cutter. Then you can add to that a slider. Really a hard guy to barrel up.
Mark Pryor wearing layers on this 90-degree afternoon. What are you doing, Mark? Out for a visit with Cole Calhoun announced as the pinch hitter.
No vitamin D for him today.
No. Taking its vitamin D supplements, I'm sure. A couple of those in. Sun in a bottle. Oh, that one almost gets him.
I'm going to throw him a cutter in on his hands and got it close to the upper body. The tick we heard was off of Will Smith's glove.
Generous strike there, 1-1. One and two. Ground ball to second for Max Muncy. Waits for Pujols to get to the bag and throws Calhoun out. 2 up, 2 down in this 8th for Trinan.
He sped him up with a fastball or cutter in and then went to a couple sliders and got that easy ground ball.
So he faces Vogt with the bases empty. Cutter for a strike. 0-2.
Thought it's a blessing to have a reliever like Trinan that can come in and pitch to a scouting report. We haven't really even seen his two-seamer here yet. A whole bunch of cutters.
Looped in the air to deep right field. Betts going back on it to the track to make the catch. A 1-2-3 eighth inning for Blake Trinan as Stephen Vogt flies out to right. 4-1 game in the eighth.
Script at Chavez Ravine for the Dodgers this afternoon, but we'll see what happens. They still have another at bat.
How about a walk-off? Yeah?
We'll see you after the game.
Think everybody to enjoy that. Noe Ramirez comes on to pitch. 4-1 Arizona, last of the eighth. And Zach McKinstry coming up to lead off the inning.
Noe Ramirez, he was out there a day ago against these Dodgers in game one, part of the W that the Diamondbacks put in the win column. Only threw 10 pitches in that one inning. And he is not going to light up the radar gun, but he is going to be changing speeds and throwing a lot of sliders and changeups.
Out of Alhambra, Noe Ramirez. And in the pitcher's spot, Zach McKinstry, who hit one of the 8 home runs yesterday. He has 4 home runs in his last 11 games now. Had 3 all year before this stretch. Top of the order after McKinstry. Ramirez comes home. McKinstry takes a change low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball 2. Kelly Jansen starting to warm.
It'd be a lot of fun if you could take a little running start from the mound.
It'd be like 1880s.
That would not inject any offense into the game.
No, it would not. Very patient approach for Zach McKinstry, who's ahead 3 balls, 1 strike.
Down by 3, they've got to set the table and then get some hits with runners in scoring position. They are 0 for 5 today in that situation. 0 for 8 in game 1. It was a Arizona W. 8 for 17 yesterday.
Leadoff walk from McKinstry. It's a start. And it's in front of the top of the order.
Right field, number 50, Mookie Betts.
For the multi-home run king, Mookie Betts, who has more 3 home run games than all but 2 men in the history of baseball. Has as many as Sammy Sosa and Johnny Mize. Nobody has more. Hit 1 to start the game today. That is it for the Dodger offense. First pitch from Ramirez is a strike over the outside corner. Smacks one through the right side, base hit. And just like that, the tying run comes up in the 8th on Mookie Betts' 3rd hit of the afternoon.
Definitely looked like that was his approach, just to drive that ball to the right side. Outstanding swing. You love it when a guy hits a home run but then can become a situational hitter later in the game.
Walk from McKinstry, single for Betts. Baton pass to the All-Star Muncy. The all-star, the team leader with those 18 long balls. 1 for 3 today with a double. Tying run at the plate. Nobody out, 8th inning. Swings away at the first pitch and collects another base hit. Station to station they go. Bases loaded, nobody out.
They're not scared. McKinstry with the walk. Betts hits the second pitch. Muncy hits the first pitch. You got to freeze on a line drive. That's why they're only moving up 90 feet. And that line drive to right loads the bases and brings this crowd completely into this game.
You know, one day after hitting 2 grand slams, they've got the bases loaded for Justin Turner, who hit the first grand slam of his career in last night's game. 9 of them total this year, leads the majors, and here in mid-July, it's 1 shy of the franchise record for a season, which they set in 2004. There's Turner's last night. And he's the man coming up here with a tying run aboard. He represents the go-ahead run.
Well, they finally got a hit today with runners in scoring position. 1 for 6, but it didn't score a run, but it sure set the table.
On the first one, Turner watches one spin away, ball 1. Fly ball right center field. Back goes Reddick. Still going. He's at the track and he drops it. Josh Reddick drops the ball. It's 4-2 and everybody's safe.
Justin Turner got a lot of it. A breaking ball that was up. It's back spinning towards the right field wall. It looks like it's just going to be 1 run, but no, Reddick off the glove. And with that, there was a lot of confusion and traffic at first base. Max Muncy and Justin Turner at first. There was nobody passing each other, just McKinstry scoring.
Still nobody out. Tying run into scoring position. Go ahead run on base. And Cody Bellinger at the plate. Bellinger hits one down the line towards the corner. And out of play. No balls, 1 strike on Bellinger. 0 for 3 in this one. His 1 hit this weekend, a home run last night.
Cody has struggled squaring up the fastball up and in the middle of the plate. But Ramirez does not have that kind of gas to try and beat him up there. He's probably going to go a little bit more soft with the changeup and the slider.
Good change up, and it's 0-2.
Now with a 2-strike count, you got to remember you can tie this game up with productive outs. You don't need the big hit.
The 0-2 pitch. Cody Bellinger swings and misses, strike 3. Had a change up in the dirt. He's the first out of the inning.
Cody just wanders outside the strike zone in the last 2 pitches. First pitch slider he pulled foul, was way out in front of, and those 2 sliders he never picked up.
So now Will Smith. By the way, they ruled Justin Turner's ball a hit. It's an RBI single for him, extending his on-base streak, 22 games. Smith has Betts at third, Muncy at second, Turner at first. Dodgers within 2 in the 8th. Signs of life late. Strike 1. Sneaky on that fastball, getting it by Smith.
Ramirez feeling good. 92 is really high end for him. Fastball usually averages below 90 miles an hour.
On the 0-1, Smith hits it foul, and it's 0-2. The bases loaded, nobody out. Bellinger strikes out. Smith now in an 0-2 hole. Important game to try to finish off this first half with a good taste. Smith a good 2-strike hitter in an 0-2 hole. Here it comes. Taken low, ball 1. Just about everybody on their feet. A walk and 3 singles. Strikeout for Bellinger. 1-2 to Smith. Taken high. 2-2. On a 2-2, Will Smith takes inside, and in fact it hits him. It's 4-3 as Smith gets plunked with the bases loaded.
Couple of fastballs, then a changeup, then a fastball up, and now another changeup. Trying to throw one of the best changeups of his life. Overthrows it and grazes Smith for the RBI. Speed him up, slow him down. Speed him up, slow him down. Don't hit him, but it did.
Some good fortune to get the first 2 RBIs in this inning. A dropped fly ball in right from Reddick. Smith gets hit on a 2-2 pitch. They're still loaded. There's 1 out. There's an all-star at the plate. Tying run 90 feet away. Go ahead running scoring position. First time all-star Chris Taylor. Left swing into center field. On comes Varsho. It drops in. It kicks off Reddick. The game is tied. Smith though is hung up and tagged out. Into second goes Taylor. Chris Taylor with a game-tying RBI single. It's 4-4. What a mixed bag of emotions as Smith makes an out of the bases. And there are 2 gone in the inning.
Chris Taylor has done a nice job, like Justin Turner, of getting the bat on plane. They don't always hit it hard, but they have had a lot of balls fall in because they're hitting liners and humpback liners. Some gifts for the Dodgers to get the runs, and Smith gives one back.
Totally changes the equation here for the hitter, A.J. Pollock. It was 1 for 3 today, 7 for 10 with 3 home runs this weekend. Does he have one last punch to his old team? Turner at third, Taylor at second. A.J. Pollock takes strike one.
Ramirez will pitch him very tough. You've got an unbelievable resume on deck, but you've got one of the hottest Dodgers at the plate, and Albert Pujols on deck has not done well against righties.
Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Same pattern so far that they attacked Will Smith with the 2 high fastballs. The next pitch to Smith was a changeup. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to walk him off the plate with a slider right here, and AJ will have to show some really good discipline.
Pop up. Left side of the infield for Ahmed. He's got it. And the inning is over. But the Dodgers score 3 and tie the game. It's 4-4 to the 9th in LA. Comes on for the Dodgers. 9 out of his last 9 in save opportunities. Last gave up an earned run in his final appearance in May.
Is back to his old self with some new developments as far as what he is trying to do with his hips and separating his shoulders. But once they found that clue, it has really been the basic tool that has made him leverage the ball. And now with that arm speed and strength and consistency, everything is coming out better. And he has so much confidence, not only in the cutter, but he is pulling the trigger on the 2-seamer and the slider at any time, in any count, in any situation.
Opponents hitting just 125 against Kenley Jansen. He comes on in a 4-4 game. 8-9-1 for the Diamondbacks. Varsho, Ahmed, and Rojas. Dodgers will have the same part of the order due up in the bottom of the 9th. That'll be Pujols, McKinstry, and Betts. Varsho's first home run of the season looms large right now. 2-run shot last inning. He takes ball 1 from Jansen. Slow with the first one, high with the second one, 2-0.
Kenley had an emotional offseason, an emotional spring training, some inspiration with not getting the last out of the World Series. Has really done an amazing job here in this first half, and I think he's got an emotional time right now where, in my opinion, he got snubbed from the All-Star game, and I think he is going to show even more concentration and anger in the second half.
A pop-up on this 2-0 pitch. Albert Pujols makes the catch. One away. Albert's looking up at the sun like, how dare you.
Kenley was there to help him out. Albert said, I didn't need the help. I got it. I got it. Beatles song, hey, look across the water, hey, look across the sky. That's what Albert was doing.
I learn something from you every day, partner.
Yeah, not every day.
A lot of days.
Okay, thanks. We'll
Here's
take a
Ahmed.
lot.
You and Dieter, my life teachers.
As long as he go back to the oldies.
Strike one. Nick Ahmed, who came on as part of a double switch earlier, grounded out his first time up. First breaking ball that he throws, and it's quickly 0-2. The league is 0 for 19 in at-bats ending with Kenley Jansen's slider. 0 for 19, 9 Ks. It's charted as a slider, really profiles more as a curveball, though. Here's his 0-2. Back to the hard stuff. Fly to right. No big deal for Betts. 2 up, 2 down.
Keep throwing it, big fella. You are not just a great closer with a cutter now. You are a pitcher.
Number 10, Josh Rojas.
Cutter that he used to throw more than 90% of the time. Everybody knew it was coming and it didn't matter. Well, he has evolved. Cutter's now about 60% of his arsenal. Sinker 30% of the time. The slider 10% of the time. Top of the order in Josh Rojas. 2 hits and a walk today.
Gave him a little different delivery there with kind of the piecemeal delivery with high separation of the hands, taking him over his head, a little delay in the leg kick. See what he goes with here.
Similar one. Ball 2.
Slightly abbreviated. But you're right. Slider. That's where you talk about and label him now as a pitcher. I can see what you mean, how it kind of the characteristics say curveball.
Evens the count 2-2 following that curve with a fastball.
With the 2-seamer trying to make it tail away from the left-handed hitter.
Crowd to its feet. Jansen to the set. Fires 2-2. That's a base hit the other way for Rojas. His 3rd knock today.
Left fielder number 63, Stuart Fairchild.
Got in on him. Maybe not as far as he'd like, so it would be hit weakly, but Kenley kind of throws his arms up at that one after it bloops in.
Arizona out hitting the Dodgers in this game. Now 10-9. Both teams racking them up. As Stuart Fairchild climbs in. Just his 6th major league game. He's gone 1 for 6 so far. Facing Kenley Jansen for the first time. If the Dodgers are to win this first half finale, it'll be in walk-off fashion. After they got 3 in the bottom of the 8th to tie it. RBI hits from Turner and Taylor. RBI from Smith when he was hit with the bases loaded. No balls, 1 strike.
Kenley paying attention to Rojas over there at first. The Dodgers have been victim to an awful lot of stolen bases. Definitely a point of emphasis, holding runners now, giving the catchers a chance.
Rojas 5 steals and 6 tries this year. Four, top of the 9th. Jansen checks again. In foul ground. Pujols dancing around and making the play. And it will be Albert Pujols leading off the bottom of the 9th. Pujols, McKinstry, and Betts coming up, looking for a walk-off win. For the 9th inning, with the game tied at 4.
Come to the big leagues this year, get thrown right into the fire. First big league outing, he got a W with only getting 1 batter out.
He's thinking this is easy.
Well, this is a bigger challenge.
Yeah, and life has come at him fast with that ERA of 7.30 through his first 15 games. Pitched on Friday night, gave up a run. Yeah, man, life continues to come at you fast. The future Hall of Famer Albert Pujols strides to the plate, representing the winning run.
This gives me flashbacks to my career. I was the last Dodger to get Johnny Bench out, and I faced him with bases loaded, 2 out, and he popped up over the mound, and right as 3 fielders are running over the mound, Pedro Guerrero caught it.
First pitch of the 9th inning is in there, strike 1.
Grow up playing video games and having Albert on your team, and now you're facing him.
With a game on the line. 675 career home runs. Ground ball, base hit to start the 9th. Winning run aboard on a leadoff single from Pujols. And Zach Rex going out there as the pinch runner.
The guys on the team talk about how happy Albert is to be a Dodger. And boy, is he showing it with the concentration and production. T.O. Albert.
So Rex out there as a pinch runner. And McKinstry coming to the plate with Mookie Betts on deck. Diamondbacks at least respecting the chance that this is a bunt. On the grass at third is Escobar. Walker holding the runner at first. Escobar really crunching in as McKinstry squares and bunts it foul.
It hit Zach in the box. It's a foul ball. Pinching in the way Escobar is and the way the rest of the defense is positioned, they are very vulnerable if he swings the bat and hits it to the left side. Catches him in the shoulder, and he's still in the box.
Trying to do something he hasn't done in 2 years since he was in Double-A, and that is come up with a sacrifice bunt.
They step off right there to see if the bunt is still on. McKinstry didn't give anything away.
Make a good poker player, not showing his hand. Rex off first. Not squaring yet. Now he does. Lays it down, but sharply. Walker will go to first. Might have had a shot at second, but he takes the sure thing, and the winning run is in scoring position.
Christian Walker thought about it, but the footwork was not in order. Zach McKinstry looks like he's about to maybe whirl and go to second, but that right foot slipped out from under him. And once that happens, there's only one out. That's at first.
Rex is second. One gone, and Mookie Betts coming up. Started the game with a home run. Takes ball one. 3-hit day for Betts after 2 hits, including a grand slam last night. Finishing his first half with a flurry. Looking for one last stamp on it. He has 3 walk-off hits in his career. On this 1-0 from Bukauskas. He takes a strike, 1-1. Good take. Mookie's ahead, 2 balls, 1 strike. On a 2-1, Betts takes ball 3. Muncy due next. And they're now going to put Betts on intentionally. Set up the force everywhere, bring up Muncy. Only run that matters at this point for the Diamondbacks is Rex at second. Instead of trying to battle back against Mookie, they'll start with a fresh count against Muncy. Pick one all-star over the other. Betts, by the way, has reached in 9 of his last 11 plate appearances. Torlovello jogging out as Muncy gets ready to hit. Emphatic conversation.
He wants the ball knocked down in the infield, that's for sure. You don't want that run, but he's telling him about what he's not afraid of is if you end up with bases loaded, 1 out, if you end up with bases loaded, 2 out, not to worry about the situation. Let's just try and get a hitter out and prevent the run. Don't worry about what situation you might build.
Because you got righty lefty here. On deck is a right-handed hitter in Turner. Muncy fouls off the first one.
He probably also told them, and I don't care about the double play. I just want you in a position where you can record an out.
Lefties, by the way, Oral hitting .474 against Bukauskas. Rex at second. Pinch running for Pujols. Representing the winning run. Muncy takes a ball. It's 1-1. Muncy started the day 0 for 2. Then a double, then a single. Now a chance to win it. The 1-1 pitch. Taken for ball 2.
Charter flight scheduled after the game for the All-Stars. Max will be on that, trying to make it a happy flight.
Ripped to deep right field. They don't even move. It's long gone. It's over. A walk-off for Muncy. they flip this one upside down and end the first half with a comeback win.
What a first half finish. And what a finish for Max Muncy. They stay within 2 games of the Giants. Put that swing in the home run derby. And what a bat flip to finish it off.
3 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th on Max Muncy's team-leading 19th home run of the season. Josh Reddick did not even move in right as it sailed over his head halfway up the pavilion and ended the game. So the Dodgers finished the first half with a series win. They finished with a comeback walk-off win, 56-35, keeping pace with the Giants. We'll enter the second half 2 games back of San Francisco. For Earl Hershiser, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. Stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers, and we'll talk to you Friday from Denver.